Hello everyone, and you're welcome to the show. My name is Iretiola. Now, on today's show, my first feature is on a dear friend and colleague of mine. She is a writer, theatre producer and director extraordinaire, and also an actor. More to that, she's gone through her own personal challenges, but she's come out the other side burnished like fine molten gold.
My name is Abiola Segun Williams. I'm an actor, writer, producer, director, emeritus. My educational background actually started with Grace Children's School here in Lagos, and then I went on to St. Teresa's College in Ibadan, and then had my degree in dramatic arts from the Abiola University in Ile-Ife. And a few self-education along the line, reading up on things, doing refresher courses, some in acting, in writing, and in directing. Writing came first. I started writing from very tender age, from primary school. I'd write short plays, poetry. I'm a combination of different temperaments, both conservative and extrovert. I don't know how that combines, but yes. So because I spend a lot of time by myself, and I have thoughts that I find myself writing them, and over time it progressed until I got to secondary school and I started writing proper plays. I never thought there was a possibility of studying that at the university. It was not a consideration until I had an experience with God. I know that sounds very, surreal, but I actually had that experience one-on-one, and I heard the audible voice of God, and He told me to study drama at the university. And so, yeah, I did. I don't know if I'm famous for stage productions. However, it just seemed like a normal transition for me. By the time I finished from the university, I found myself drawn to always writing and directing. Though I had a normal or a natural propensity for acting. However, I felt there were so many voices in my head and so many stories that I felt needed to be told. And largely, I honestly wanted and still want to bring Jesus to people's homes, simplify the Word of God and make it an everyday thing that people can relate with. I started producing and directing plays from church, my church at the time, and I did a lot of those. And it actually brought a lot of people to Christ and helped them in their various problems. When I was in the secondary school, and I'd write my plays, I'd have people act them. And then in the course of directing them, I'll have to show them what I had in my mind. So that was when I realized that, I could really act, but that wasn't what I wanted to pursue. I wanted to write, produce, and direct. So when I got to university to study drama, and I just walked into an audition one day, or reading, and I said, okay, let me just read this character. And somebody was reading it in a way that I thought, isn't it clear? This is how you're supposed to read this thing now, So I read it. And I said, this is our person. And that's how by error, really, because I just thought I was going to be behind camera. I started acting, and I realized I do love it. When I'm on stage, I love, and by the time I hear action, my tentacles, and I find myself actually enjoy. In fact, that's one job I'll do for free, but I won't. I found out that acting actually is what I love the most. I write because I have a lot to say, and I feel I am the only one that can say it the way I want to, but I am a lazy writer. But once I start to write, I just keep going, and then I fall in love with what I'm writing at that particular time. I'm very grateful for the opportunity of playing Titi Kagbisi, or any character for that matter, more particularly because the platform on which it is played is a very big one. Playing that same character also has shown me the depth of the kind of talent that I have been blessed with. Then I started looking forward to other roles that are distinctly different from Titi Kagbesioye. The one I love the most is being able to go back to my roots and be a local woman and absolutely enjoy it, because, or play the role of a mad person, or play the role of a child. Well, that might be difficult to put up because, you know, age has taken its toll. However, you know, I love being able to lose myself in the character I'm playing, and I find it extremely challenging to be somebody else. It's like a free pass to just be different for a bit.
Go back to school. You and me, we will enter inside the same class. Now I tell you, it's you that you are tired. I'm not tired. Useless man of no capability.
Which life you want to tire me past the one where you don't do anything? I beg you, I beg make I hear something. Wait.
I want you.
My friend go and sit down somewhere else.
Mommy. People they yell now. Anybody. When talk say me I not talk. But inside the house where they pay house rent, that person go sleep.
February of 2015, I was diagnosed with a condition called scleroderma. As the name suggests, it's the hardening of the outer layer of the skin, but that hardening starts from inside the internal organs of the body. And what happens is that there's an oversecretion of collagen in the body. 3 years before that diagnosis, I would always feel tired, exhausted. Every time I went on holiday with my children, I always felt maybe this was the last time I'll do this. Maybe this was the last time I'll have this opportunity with my children, because I was always very tired. I'm a strong believer in the Word of God. And I thought, you know, last, if I die, at least I know I'm going to heaven. I wasn't scared of the prospect of death at all. I just wanted to be here to do what I needed to do effectively. It affects your immunity, and you can't fight anything, you know. I could barely walk. I could think, but I could barely speak. With my children, I had to put up a face. I had to appear to be stronger than I felt, because I didn't want them to panic. I didn't want it to affect their everyday lives. I didn't want it to affect the lives of anybody. When you're going through a lot, like I did, having somebody to just be there to listen to you, even if they can't help with the pain you're going through, because I was in pain. I was in pain all of the time. It was terrible. But having somebody to just talk to you and be there for you, because when somebody's going through physical pain, they shouldn't go through emotional pain. There should be somebody, at least one person, to hold their hands and talk through it with them. A call, even if they don't pick, a text message to let them know that you care about them, you're praying for them, you're thinking of them. And I had such few friends, and that has been a tremendous blessing. That has helped me as a human being to appreciate people. It also helps me to be humble. I didn't realize I was an arrogant person until that happened. Because you have to depend on, you don't have everything. Nobody has everything. And so when there are people who will help you cover your vulnerabilities and your weaknesses, you realize for the first time how human that you really are. And you could never do everything yourself. You could never have everything by yourself. And that was what having scleroderma taught me. Whatever it is you're going through in life, however difficult it might seem, you hold on to God and hold on to the few people that love you, and don't let them go. I'm still being redeemed from the losses that I had to have. But those losses also taught me a lot of things. You can't have gone through, you should not go through challenges without coming out of them better. Better not necessarily physically, but better in your mind. It helps you to live above challenges and to be stronger for it. I am writing more. I'm actually developing myself as a documentary writer and director, because there are so many stories that I like to tell. from different perspectives. Because a lot of things are happening that I would like to impact and influence our young people. Whilst entertaining, yet adding value, because a lot of misplaced values and priorities are abounding right now in our society. And I believe that if we have the opportunity or the platform to effect some change, we should, in whatever voice that we have. And so that is what I'm looking at exploring. I'm open to all sorts of opportunities concerning my acting. However, there are some roles that I will not play, also because of these same values that I believe we need to impact on our forthcoming generation. We need to be saying something more positive to our children. I'm getting more aware because now my children are getting older, and I'm seeing that they're not watching a lot of things on television that is helping them grow into the kind of adults that we will be proud of. So instead of asking people to do it, we should do it. And that's the stage where I'm at now. If I could do anything to fix Nigeria, I'll fix myself first. I'll look in the mirror and ask myself, what are the problems I see with Nigeria? How can I change those things if I have them? Because I do have some of them. I'm working towards changing them. I will never steal. Style is confidence. My honest opinion about the Nigerian youth is that they do not have a good role model. Whilst I don't want to make that a very general statement, I'm constrained to do so because even as a parent, I'm compelled to look at myself repeatedly and ask, am I modeling correctly to my children? Because it starts from the home. What kind of examples are we giving to the children? What kind of leadership do we have in this nation? Who are our leaders? What kind of people are they? We have created and are creating monsters out of our young people. They do not understand the meaning of challenges or processes of going through, paying their dues. Everybody wants accolades. Where those accolades being generated and why and from where. Really trying hard not to say that they are lost. Indeed, I feel that. I feel that way strongly because we haven't modeled a good example to our youth, not our leaders, maybe some of us not as even parents, not anywhere in our society. My personal philosophy of life is grounded in the Word of God, to love the Lord my God with all of my heart, with all of my might, and with all of my strength, and to love my neighbor as myself.
Such profound words. Now, you never really know until you walk a mile in those shoes. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll bring you the rest of our show. Our next profile is on a young girl who's doing great things in show business. She's a singer, songwriter, as well as an actor. More so, she plays the daughter of Abiola Segun Williams on what is possibly one of Nigeria's longest running series, Tinsel.
My name is Tomi Odunsi Fadina, and I am an actress and a singer and songwriter, and also now the CEO of CGT Media Limited. I went to University of Lagos. I studied linguistics and Yoruba language. I did a little diploma in theatre art and English before I got into university at Adeniran College of Education. And I've been through so many other workshops as regards my acting career and music career as well. Acting and singing has always been a part of me. I just didn't take it professionally because I was a little bit worried about the business of it. The people I saw at the time weren't really making a lot of money from it. I was worried, but I always had the love for writing. I'd always been writing and composing since probably I was 10. I used to also write the school anthems with my dad because he used to write school anthems for secondary schools and all. So I normally composed with him. And but I wasn't sure I wanted to be. I wanted to do something that was more prestigious and that I thought that would bring me plenty money. In the end, I faced my fears and made a decision that if everybody's doing it and they don't make money, me, I shall do and I'll make money. Olurunbi was my first paid performance. Olurunbi affirmed a lot of things about me. The fact that there were times that I was able to compose some little things for the girls, for the team, for the characters that were there, and was able to be staged, and it was staged for them to have found it so good that they approved it to go on stage. That was when I knew it that, look, I don't want to go back. I don't want to do anything else. Tinsel came at this time where I least expected it. I didn't think that I would get on that sort of platform. I thought I would have to still work my way up and everything. So I'm really grateful for that. And I learned a lot on the job. It's a great opportunity for me. And yes, it can be very boring sometimes when you have to do the same thing, the same character. And most of the offers that you get in the industry are sort of in that same character or close to or very related. It got so frustrating at some point. I'm like, if I don't get a role that completely breaks me out of this, then I'm rather not going to take any of this job because I don't want to be locked in. I want something more challenging now. I want a role that people will see a different version of me. People will see the growth. People will see my range of emotions even more this time. So that's where I am right now. It has really helped me grow. I mean, like you said, doing something every day, it kind of makes you get better at it. And it's a discipline that comes with it, really. The things that I really need to learn that, you don't necessarily learn with the skill per se. Every other thing around your talent, the business, the audience, the working together with people as a team, that I can't trade it. The music came easier because I got more excited with music. Whenever, I don't know if you have ever composed music before, but for anybody that's ever composed or innovated something new that never existed before, the sort of joy, the sort of excitement that comes with it it's worth living for, it's worth dying for. It's a beautiful thing that God has created. It's easier to love, it's easier to know. Now, acting was an escape for me. In the sense that the last thing I wanted to be was myself at the time. I really suffered a lot of self-esteem issues. I felt like I was carrying a lot of baggage, and acting was an escape. Times where I have to be myself is when I have to take this music that I've done, that I've gotten so excited with in my bedroom, and I've taken it out in front of the audience and showing them my vulnerability. That was the problem I had with music. In the sense that I was so afraid what people will think about me, of what they'll think about what I'm saying, of if it will resonate in them, because what I'm writing is, what I probably have written is something that I've come from experience. I didn't just write it because a manager told me to start writing. The reason why I feel that people accepted me more with the acting was that they couldn't see me, and that was okay for me. I was happy with that. They could see the character, and they couldn't see me. And that was me hiding. You know, what helps me with music now is the dramatic side of me. Performance was my thing. Performance was where I got the balance of, you know, not being too vulnerable that I get so shaky and I get so jittery before the performance. But the moment I'm wearing a different persona, I just kill it. I'll call it an Afro-pop jazz expression. The reason why is I've come to realize that I have a little bit of soul in my music, jazz in my music, and a lot of influence from the Broadway. I don't want to come to people as, I'm Broadway! It's not really, people don't really understand it here, you know, and that's why I'm working on my musical, which is something exciting. I'm really excited about it. And when the launch came, it was a first stage for the music coming out. I understand when people criticize what they don't understand, and I might be very futuristic, but I know that with time people will get to understand it. I'm not out for everybody. I've come to realize that you know, I have purpose, and if my purpose is to reach a certain people, I know that I'm done. I know I can die empty. I don't necessarily want to be a rock star. Or I just want to fulfill purpose. Whatever I'm good at, whatever the way God has designed me, I want to give it that way. That's really what I want to live for. It will take time, but it will get there. So I'm just like enjoying the ride. Being different comes with a lot of doubts and fear, and I would say complex as well, because you're not sure people will accept you. You're not sure even what you're doing. Like, sometimes I ask myself, am I not looking stupid like this? God, help me. There's some things I started learning that, you know, sometimes you want something now, but now is not the right time for it, but you have to grow into it. Then I think about that my purpose is not really for me. It is to do what God has called me to do. And I leave the rest for the next person that's going to carry on the baton. So when I think about it that way, I feel better. It says that now I see it beyond myself. I have a company called CGT Media. In the industry, most of the time, we have talent. And the business is separate. It's just so separate. It's just so far. There was that thing of talent, it ends there. So it builds talent, skill, and showcase, and that's it. No continuity plan, no retirement plan, nothing. It just ends right there. So my company is meant to bridge that gap, and that's what we're working on every day, to look at new innovation, new things that we can bring into it, to ensure that there is no gap, there's a flow, because it's broken, so there's a flow into that, where an average artist can think about a retirement plan, not be so afraid. If I could do one thing to fix Nigeria, I would develop the youth. I will never sleep with anyone on TV. I think that we are very hardworking and we are entrepreneurs. I mean, this is the age of entrepreneurship, but I feel that there's a lot of things that we need to learn from the older guys. My style is simple, classy, and fun. Oh yeah, 3 things. I think yourself, you. If you don't have a good mental well-being, emotional and psychological well-being, it's about you. There might be so many noise around. You know, I don't want to compare my life. I don't want any I don't want to compete with people per se. I don't want that competition. I just want to live my purpose. That's all I want for life.
They make a great team now, don't they? And so we come to the end of another edition of our show. You can follow us on all our social media handles, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We'd love to interact with you. You can also log on to our website. Now, until I come your way with another exciting edition, look after yourselves and let's be kind to one another.